السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله، نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره، ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له، ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له في ملكه، ولا مناوئ له في سلطانه. يؤتي الملك من يشاء وينزع الملك ممن يشاء، ويعز من يشاء ويذل من يشاء بيده الخير، إنه على كل شيء قدير. وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله، وصفيه من خيرة خلقه وحبيبه، أرسله ربه بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله، فبلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الغمة، وجاهد في سبيل الله تعالى حتى أتاه اليقين. اللهم فصل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وكل من اهتدى بهديه ودعا بدعوته واستنى بسنته وقتفى أثره إلى يوم الدين. واحشرنا اللهم معه وفي زمرته وتحت لوائه ومعه في أعلى عليين من الجنة، كما آمنا به وبإخوانه الأنبياء والمرسلين ولم نرهم، اللهم آمين. أما بعد، فإن الله عز وجل أمر الأولين والآخرين بالتقوى. قال عز وجل: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال سبحانه: يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. وقال عز من قائل يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله تعالى وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. All praises are for Allah. I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gives sovereignty and kingdom to whomever He wills, and He takes it back from whomever He wills subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gives honor and dignity to whomever He wills subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He takes it back from whomever He wills subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He has in His hand all the goodness subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I testify that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the final messenger of Allah, sent to the entire humanity with peace, justice, equality, freedom, what have you, to take people out of darkness to light with the permission of the Lord. I bear witness that He conveyed the message fully. I bear witness that He strove to get it completely to everybody everywhere. Oh Allah, give Him the full reward, the best reward, as we believe, and give us the same reward as we believe in Him and in all the prophets, even though we did not see them. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Dear brothers and sisters, Al-Islah, reform, that is the title, the mission of all prophets. Matter of fact, all prophets and messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they were sent to do nothing but to lead the reform. هذا شعيب نبي الله يقول إن أريد إلا الإصلاح ما استطعت وما توفيقي إلا بالله. My intention, my will, my duty, my goal is nothing but to reform as much as I can. And my success is only in the hand of Allah. No success except through Allah. So that is one of the prophets of Allah who announces clearly that my mission is all about reform. Reform. And such was the mission of all prophets and messengers of Allah. They did not even claim salary for themselves. قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا. Not asking any wage, any salary, any money for that. They came from Allah free of charge, dedicated their lives for their people, for their reform, for the benefit of people. We are here today just as one fruit, one piece of this result of the effort of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam to reform the faith of his ummah, of everybody who follows him. So the mission of all prophets was to reform. And the way of reform is not that easy. All prophets, they had to suffer in order to implement that islah and that reform. وَإِذْ يَمْكُرُ بِكَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لِيُثْبِتُوكَ أَوْ يَقْتُلُوكَ أَوْ يُخْرِجُوكَ وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. Talking about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes when his own people, after he called them for years and years for nothing but to have faith in their Lord and stop worshipping stones and stop all of these bad behaviors, he called them for Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they are planning. Remember when they were planning and plotting, the disbelievers, to imprison you, kill you or exile you. They plan, and Allah plans as well. Yet Allah is the best of the planners. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala supported all the reformers, all the prophets and messengers and those who followed them. Even though the way is difficult, but they were sent for that goal and purpose, to make the reform. At the beginning it's hard and tough, but there is no success without toil, without exerting effort, without suffering. Prophets and messengers and all the reformers who followed them on the right way, they did it for the benefit of the people who come after that. Matter of fact also is everybody claims to be a reformer, to be like somebody who is initiating the way of reform. Even bad people, even the corrupt people. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ قَالُوا إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُصْلِحُونَ أَلَا إِنَّهُمْ هُمُ الْمُفْسِدُونَ وَلَكِنْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about the corruptors, the corrupt people, when they are told, like by the right people, don't make corruption on earth, قَالُوا إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُصْلِحُونَ. They would say, their answer was, we are just reformers. We are doing for the good of people. We reform. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, nay, no. Truly these are the corrupt, but they don't know. And here is the point. They don't know. Many of these people, they are really dedicated for their purpose, even though they are working for fasad and ifsad, for corruption, and leading others for corruption. But they have good intention and good goals. And they are dedicating themselves and their resources for that. It was all because they are away from the guidance of Allah. If we think that we know where is goodness and where is bad, we will be mistaken. Because only Allah, our Creator, knows best what is good and what is bad. And it's a fact that many things that we used to think bad, they turn to be good. And many things that we used to think, humanity used to think they are good, they turn to be bad. So only God, Allah, whose knowledge is encompassing and He knows everything, only Him knows what's good for us. That's why we need to follow the right way. The right way, He made it clear, subhanahu wa ta'ala, through His prophets and messengers. أَفَحَسِبْتُمْ أَنَّمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ عَبَثًا. Do you think we have created you in jest, playing, for no purpose, for no goal, for no reason? Because many people, even religious people, they think faith, iman, religion, is just to have good faith in your Lord. Like most of Christians. Believe in Jesus. Jesus is love. And that is salvation if you believe in Him. Okay. So, my God, Allah, my Lord, He just created me to know Him, to love Him. If He created me just to know Him, then Satan knows his Lord, knows Allah. Devil, he knows Allah. If He created me just to love Him, that is just halfway. I need to know Allah and love Him and listen to Him and follow Him and go His own way, not my own way. And going the way of Allah, the way of my Creator, is all freedom and justice for me. It is not as many people try to depict it for other, like religions, you know, they are there to be like shackles at the hands and legs of people, you know, they are all about taking people background. That's wrong. These are fake religions, fake ways. God, the true God who created that beautiful universe, definitely provided that beautiful creation with a beautiful system. Some people, corrupt people, they misrepresent that manhaj, that way for others. And here comes the role of the reformers, to take people to the right way, to take people back to the right way, the plan, the will of the Lord, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is only one God, the God of all. and to follow His will, His own way. Because many people, they follow the will of Allah their own way. Actually, they are not following the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet ﷺ foretold, predicted, or told us by what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through what Allah, His Lord, told Him. He told us about many incidents that would happen in the future for corruption, that will be, that will come in different forms. Security corruption, like lack of security. And He told us in the hadith, لا تقوم الساعة حتى يقتل الرجل أخاه لا يدري فيما قتله. The hour, the day of judgment will not come to you until a man will kill his brother, his fellow man, without even knowing why did he kill him. And that is a reality nowadays. Many people are recruited to go overseas and kill millions, and they don't know even why they killed them. They don't know even why they are there. Many Muslims everywhere, they kill one another, and they don't know even why they kill, why these bloodshed is going on. That is a reality. Another type or form of corruption is the political corruption that's happening. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us about that in the hadith. قال إذا ضيعت الأمانة فانتظر الساعة. قالوا وكيف إضاعتها؟ قال إذا وسد الأمر إلى غير أهله فانتظر الساعة. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, when the trust is like wasted or not put the right way, then you wait for the hereafter. You wait for the day of judgment to come. That is the end of the time. That's it. When trust, al-amana, is gone. They said, how? Ya Rasulullah, they wondered how the amana, the trust, will be gone. قال إذا وسد الأمر إلى غير أهله. When, posts and positions are given for those who are not qualified for it. Who are not qualified. Like a president is in that position for nothing that has to do with his qualification. When he is there just for any other purpose. When somebody is there at any position that he is not fit for, yet we have other people who are fit for it. That is the time that the Prophet ﷺ told us, you wait for the hereafter. That's it. He told us also ﷺ about that ethical corruption. الفساد الخلقي قال لا تقوم الساعة حتى يتسافد الناس في الطرق كما تتسافد البهائم. The hour, the day of judgment will not come to you until people would sleep with one another in the streets. They will have this relation in the streets like this. And this happened. I was told that this is happening in some countries in Europe and the Netherlands and elsewhere under the name of freedom. And he told us also about the behavioral and ethical corruption, that the time will come لَيَشْرَبَنَّ أُنَاسٌ مِّنْ أُمَّتِي الْخَمْرَ يُسَمُّونَها بِغَيْرِ اسْمِهَا يُعْزَفُ عَلَى رُؤُوسِهِمْ بِالْقَيْنَاتِ وَالْمَعَازِفِ يَخْسِفُ اللَّهُ بِهِمُ الْأَرْضَ وَيَمْسَخُهُمْ قِرَدَةً وَخَنَازِيرَ. Definitely groups of my ummah, Prophet ﷺ is talking, groups of my nation will drink wine, al-khamr, giving it other names, giving it names other than its real name. Nowadays, how many names for khamr, alcohol, liquors, you name it. All of these things, it's wine, it's khamr. It is the thing that is haram in all the heavenly revealed books, including Old and New Testament. That is definitely haram because of what it leads to. Because of what it leads to. Many of the corruption that we have nowadays, it's because of some people who are driving while drunk. It's because of, you will find it, the drinking wine is the main reason for many other ways of corruption. And he told us also ﷺ about some forms of al-fasad al-ijtima'i, that social corruption. قال in a long hadith, وَأَطَاعَ الرَّجُلُ زَوْجَتَهُ وَعَقَّ أُمَّهُ وَأَدْنَى صَدِيقَهُ وَجَفَى أَبَاهُ. When a person will be undutiful to his own mother, and when we say mother, that is the main reason or the main means why you are here. You came to this life by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through your mother. So when the time comes that people will be undutiful, unkind towards their mothers, for the favor of their wives, and when the people would love more their friends than their fathers. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is talking about that bad time. He's predicting that time. Nowadays you see people giving more attention to what their friends say to them, or what their friends talk about. They don't pay the same attention to what their dads, their fathers say to them. And talking about the social corruption, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also said in the hadith, يُصْبِحُ النَّاسُ يَتَبَايَعُونَ فَلَا يَكَادُ أحد يؤدي الأمانة حتى يقال إن من بني فلان رجل أمين. People would, have these transactions, sell and buy, until the time will come that nobody would be like that trustworthy. So much so that people would say, oh, the tribe of such and such, the group of such and such, they have some trustworthy person. These people will be very rare. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam predicted these times. Salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. Talking about reform, why? Why we are talking about reform? Reform is the way that people would come together to live a peaceful way. That these millions of people of different emotions and aspirations and agendas and thoughts to live together peacefully and productively, it will not happen through any way other than reform. Like this auto-critical way to correct our own mistakes. We should have reformers from within ourselves that know better our problems. At any community, if you see any imported solutions, they will never work. They will never work. You have to use your own solutions. Like this community, the best solution for it is that one that comes from within. From within. Reformers that know best the problems of this community, they know it better than anybody else. It's completely wrong that, talking about the states, for example, or countries, if America, even though it's the leading country in the world, knows or thinks that it would be able to solve the problems of India or Egypt or here or there. That is wrong. That is wrong. How Americans can solve a problem of people that live in a completely different circumstances and environment. You should be aware of what's going on to be able to solve the problem. So reformers should come from within, so that people will find the best solutions for their problems. And quick story, Umar radiallahu anhu, Umar ibn al-Khattab, one day he passed by a boy, pastor. He was pasturing some sheep, a shepherd, for, he's a slave of, he's doing this for his master. So Umar said, why don't you sell me one of these sheep? He said, but these are not mine. He said, but your master is not here, nobody sees nothing. He said, but Allah watches over me. Allah is there. Yes, my master is not here, but Allah is there. For that very word, Umar ibn al-Khattab bought that very boy from his own master and he freed him. And he said, that word that you said, for you being trustworthy and such and so on, that word freed you here in this life, and I hope it will be the same word that will free you in the hereafter. What I mean, brothers and sisters, is we need to live according to our principles. Because we Muslims, we know very well the principles of Islam. We know that it's only one God, that He is in control of everything, that He is the only one that can give me benefits or harm me. He is the only one that is in control of everything. But the problem is when I behave differently. When I behave differently. We need to have this relation to connect our principles with our reality and live the same way that we believe. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah definitely, indeed, Allah will not change the condition of people until they change. They start changing their own conditions. Surah Al-Ra'd, verse number 11. We need to do that reform from within. We need to have some people who are leaders to lead that reform from within, so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help us. The areas of reform, talking about general, so far we're talking about very general and broad things. The areas of reform, number one thing is we need to reform our aqidah. Even though we are Muslims, and everybody think of himself or herself as good Muslim, good believer. Everyone, nobody thinks he is bad believer or something. Everybody in whatever he or she, believes, they think that is the best way. And I'm a good believer in what I have faith in. But we do need to have this reform in our aqidah. Always, even though you are good, you are a scholar, you need to keep reforming your aqidah in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always build your relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your love to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your dedication for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nobody can do anything to me against the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِن يَمْسَسْكَ اللَّهُ بِضُرٍّ فَلَا كَاشِفَ لَهُ إِلَّا هُوَ وَإِن يَمْسَسْكَ بِخَيْرٍ فَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. We need to build that relation through the Quran, the ayat of the Quran. Quran came mainly to have that strong faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And strong faith and love in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would definitely mean that you worship Him alone. Alone. It's like, example for this is I rent a house from somebody. And then I give him a lot of things, thank you, jazakallahu khairan, and all of that. And I love him, but I don't pay him nothing. It doesn't mean anything. You love me, you recognize this favor and what. No, you have to pay for it. Same thing. You say, I'm Muslim, I love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this and that, but you don't worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where does Allah exist in your life? Awamir, through His awamir and orders and injunctions. At your work, at your home. You need to make that reform in that part of aqidah that you have true faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that should reflect in how you lead your life. I will continue inshallah ta'ala with a couple of other ways of making the reform after just الاستراحة. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين الآثمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له رب العالمين وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله الأمين. Number two is we have to have some reform in the way how we are informed about Islam, in our awareness about Islam. Most of us, if not all, we are satisfied with the level of Islam that we got to. We are satisfied with, the circle that we live in. But this is not enough. We need to be aware of what's happening to Muslims. First, of our religion, of our deen, of how to pray and how to be a good Muslim. You cannot be a good, car dealer even without knowing the rules of how to deal with others and make contracts and so on. You cannot be a good surgeon without knowing the rules, the Islamic ways of how to deal with patients and ethics, Islamic ethics of that thing. And you name it. You have to know, to be aware of the circle of Islam that connects directly to your life. That's one thing, and you have to be aware about the ummah that you are part of it. You have to know what's going on overseas. People think, either immigrants or indigenous people here, even this word overseas, people in the other side of the world, we don't know much about them. Even though that is the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is mostly there. Is mostly there. Al-Haramain, Bilad al-Haramain, Islamic world is there. We have to be aware of what's going on. We have to be connected to what's going on. Not just to follow other people, or for other agendas that they make some brain wash for our ideas and thoughts and so on. We have to know what's going on. That is part of our faith, of our religion, the hikmah, of the wisdom, which is the lowest item of the believer. You have to go after hikmah. Whatever the wisdom is, you go after it. So you have to be informed. Don't just be trapped in the circle that you live in, not being aware of everything that's going on around you. So that is another area of reform that we need to focus on. We need to be informed. We need to be aware of our religion and of the situation that we live on. We need to reform our behavior and our hearts from within. From within. It's not enough to just do the physical part of Islam or say some words and even recite the Quran. All of these are good things, but from within. We have to have this fear and taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our hearts, because Allah only looks at our hearts. Allah doesn't look at the shape, the image. Allah just looks subhanahu wa ta'ala at what's in the heart. So we need to fix that. We need to reform what's within ourselves and within Muslims through knowledge and through practice, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the only spot that He looks at subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the only thing that He considers subhanahu wa ta'ala. I don't want to take any more time. أقول قولي هذا وأسأل الله العلي العظيم في هذه الساعة أن يصلح أحوالنا وأحوال المسلمين. اللهم أصلح أحوالنا وأحوال المسلمين. Allah fix all the affairs of Muslims everywhere يا رب العالمين. اللهم هيئ لهذه الأمة أمر رشد يعز فيه أهل الطاعة ويتاب فيه على أهل المعصية ويؤمر فيه بالمعروف وينهى فيه عن المنكر. اللهم احقن دماء المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم احقن دماء المسلمين في كل مكان يا رب العالمين. اللهم أصلح فساد قلوبنا وأصلح ذات بيننا وألف بين قلوب المسلمين. اللهم ول علينا خيارنا ولا تول علينا شرارنا. اللهم خير قادة أمتنا واخترهم على عينك يا رب العالمين. اللهم أصلحهم ففي صلاحهم صلاح الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم رد عنا كيد الكائدين يا رب العالمين. اللهم هيئ للأمة الأمر الأرشد يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اهدنا إلى سواء السبيل برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اهد قلوبنا. اللهم ألهمنا رشدنا. اللهم لقنا حجتنا. اللهم أحينا ما كانت الحياة خيرا لنا وتوفنا ما كانت الوفاة خيرا لنا. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه ولا تجعله ملتبسا علينا فنضل. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت على الحق أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Allah give us something good in this life and give us the good of the hereafter and protect us from the punishment of the hellfire. آمين آمين آمين. وأقم الصلاة إن الصلاة كانت على المؤمنين كتابا مرقوما.